Good morning, 5th grade Cambridge students. My name is Mr. Kiernan, as some of you know, and today I'm going to introduce you to a little thing that we're going to be doing together. So me and your teacher, Miss Arnold, have kind of thought, this 5th grade Cambridge class, you are really impressive, and we kind of want to get you ahead of your peers because of how well you do and how much you are capable of doing, and we kind of want to challenge you. So over the next couple of months, we're going to be working together. I'm going to be having you do some 7th grade work. I'm going to be introducing you to some stuff you're going to learn when you take my class in 7th grade, kind of getting you ahead. And that starts now. Today, I'm here to talk to you specifically about something called the Constitution. As you will learn or have already learned in the reading passage that you did about what a Constitution is, a Constitution is a plan for how the government is going to work. It's a little bit like your class rules. It's the stuff that says what you can do and what you can't do. A constitution is what the government can do and what it can't do. You can kind of think of it as the instruction manual. If the government was like a new iPhone or a new Kindle or something like that, the instruction manual is the Constitution. It kind of shows you how to do it. And so we're going to learn more about the Constitution and the different parts of the government in the coming days and weeks. But what I want to talk to you about first is the 7 parts of the government. So if I'm not mistaken, you do have a piece of paper in front of you about the structure of the Constitution. So I want you to have that out. And what we're going to do here is we're going to catch all of the parts of the Constitution as though they were Pokemon. Pokemon? I don't know. We'll see. So for starters, Article 1 talks about something called the legislative branch. Legislative branch is the group that writes the laws. Okay? The legislative branch is made up of 2 groups, one called the Senate, one called the House of Representatives. Okay? Both of these groups come together, and they're the ones who actually make the laws for our country. So if you've ever said to yourself, oh, I heard the president made a law, or oh, I heard the president, it's likely not true. The president does not make the laws, because the president is not part of the legislative branch. And all of that information about what the legislative branch can do, what its real name is, which is Congress, all the things that Congress has the power to do, all of that is found in Article 1, legislative branch. Article 2 is about the group of people who actually take the laws once they're written and enforce them. Okay, and that branch is called the executive branch. The executive branch is the group of people who, led by the president, enforce the laws of the United States. They enforce them. They make sure that the laws that are written are actually followed by us and by the government, the citizens. Okay, that is the executive branch, and the president is the person who is elected to be the leader of the executive branch. Then you have the vice president underneath the president, and then you've got all these other people. Actually, the executive branch, interestingly enough, if the executive branch was a company, if it was like a business, it would have more employees than any other business in the United States. Well over 1 million people work for the executive branch. Well over 1 million. Okay? So Article 1 is the legislative branch. Article 2 is the executive branch. Article 3 is the judicial branch. The judicial branch is the branch of government that actually applies the laws. So if you think to yourself, the word judicial, right in the beginning of it is the prefix Jude, J-U-D, which ought to make you think of the word judge. The judicial branch is made up of the courts. Okay? These are the people that actually, take the laws that are written by Congress, enforced by the executive branch. Okay? The judicial branch's role is to apply the laws, to take someone who's been accused of breaking a law, and determine, are they guilty, and what should the punishment be? Make sure that we know what the law means, and then apply it to make sure that it's followed. So Article 1, legislative. Article 2, executive. Article 3, judicial. These are the 3 main parts of our government. Article 4 talks about how each state in the United States is going to still be part of the overall country of the United States. While it is true that we live in Florida, we are American. You could get on a plane and go to New York, and you'd still be in America. You can get on a plane and go to California, and you'd be in America. Because no matter what state you're from, or no matter what state you live in, the relationship is that while it is true that you are in Florida, you are in America. So Article 4 on your paper says that it explains the relationship between the states and the national government. Again, Article 4 explains the relationship between the states and then the national government. And when I say national, I mean the government of the country, located in Washington, D.C. So that's Article 4. Article 5 now. Article 5 talks about how to amend, not amen, this is not church, amend, A-M-E-N-D, which means change. How do we change the Constitution? Nothing is perfect. Anybody who tells you that our country is perfect or that our government is perfect is either lying or they're just wrong. Nothing is perfect, least of all government. And so a lot of times things will pop up and it will be necessary for us to change the Constitution to fix a problem. So as an example, one of the amendments in the Constitution, there's a total of 27, one of the amendments in the Constitution bans slavery. No slavery in the United States. Now, unfortunately, you would think that that would just be part of the original Constitution, but it was not. And as you will learn, as you take more and more history classes, and as we have more and more discussions, over time our Constitution has become better. And for those of you that are working and learning about the preamble, we learn that it is becoming a more perfect union. It'll never be perfect, but it can become closer and closer to being more and more perfect. Okay? And that's the purpose of amendments, to fix things, to add things as time goes on. So Article 5 talks about how we change the Constitution. Article 6 says that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Now, I'm not talking about supreme like the dumb sticker that says supreme in italics and now we have to pay thousands of dollars for a sticker. Supreme means most powerful. Okay? So in other words, while it is true that we have 50 states and each state has its own government and can make its own laws too, when the Constitution says something, that's the end of it. It's kind of like when your parents say, because I said so, and you don't like that and neither do I, but I'm a parent and I still say it. The Constitution is supreme, meaning there's nothing above the Constitution as a type of law in our country. Okay? So Article 6 said that the Constitution is supreme. Finally, Article 7 describes how the Constitution was to be ratified. Now, I notice on your paper that I kind of made a little mistake. That blank on your paper for Article 7 is supposed to say the word ratified. That's R-A-T-I-F-I-E-D. However, if you look, the word is right next to the line. Okay, so I made a mistake. But the word is ratified. To ratify means to approve. Okay, simply put, we had to create a constitution. We wrote it down, but we had to have a way to actually get people and get the country to approve of the Constitution. So Article 7 is like 2 or 3 sentences long. It's really short. And it just says, like, here's how the Constitution is going to be approved. Okay, so to review, Article 1 is the legislative branch, take the L. Article 2 is the executive branch, E. Article 3 is the judicial branch. Article 4 is the relationship between the state governments and the national governments. Article 5 is how to amend, change the Constitution. Article 6 talks about how the Constitution is supreme. And Article 7 is how the Constitution is going to be ratified or approved. I hope this video helped you. I'm excited to be working with you, and I'm excited for you to learn from this so we can take the next step. Good luck.